Ishi in Two Worlds, penned by Theodora Kroeber in 1961, recounts the captivating tale of Ishi, the final known member of the Yahi tribe, native to Northern California. Found near a slaughterhouse in 1911, Ishi baffled local authorities with his inability to communicate, shrouding him in mystery. However, upon his collaboration with California anthropologists, notably Theodora's husband, Alfred, at the University of California, Berkeley's Museum of Anthropology, Ishi emerged as a vital source on Yahi culture. Through his efforts and the assistance of anthropologists in translating his insights, Ishi preserved his heritage, which otherwise faced oblivion. Both Theodora and Alfred Kroeber were esteemed anthropologists. Theodora dedicated a significant portion of her life to documenting Ishi's story and compiling published collections of folktales and myths from various Northern Californian tribes. Spanning 5 decades from the early 1920s to the 1970s, her writings on Ishi drew heavily from her husband's experiences with him at the Museum of Anthropology, spanning from 1911 until Ishi's passing in 1915. Additionally, she authored a fictionalized narrative of Ishi's early life titled Ishi, Last of His Tribe, delving into his pre-society existence before descending from the mountains. Ishi in Two Worlds is divided into 2 main sections. The initial portion provides an in-depth examination of the California Gold Rush settlers and their interactions with native Californians from the mid to late 1800s. The Yana Indians, situated on the western fringes of the central Sierra Nevada mountains, suffered greatly during the California genocide, with the Yahi tribe, Ishi's people, being almost entirely annihilated, leaving only a small remnant. This group of indigenous people was resolute in their determination to safeguard what remained of their culture and community amidst the encroachment of white settlers. They retreated into the mountains, where they upheld their traditional way of life, preserving their language and adhering to Yahi customs for nearly half a century. Nearly 50 years later, Ishi emerged from the wilderness near Lassen Peak, California, utterly alone and on the brink of starvation. Discovering this wild man near a slaughterhouse, authorities were perplexed about how to approach him and where to accommodate him. Upon learning of Ishi's plight, anthropologists at the University of California, Berkeley, led by faculty member Alfred Kroeber, speculated that he might be one of the few remaining members of the Yana tribe. Extending an offer of residence at their Berkeley facility, they embarked on the journey of mutual understanding with Ishi, using a roster of Yana words as a bridge to communication. Having spent his entire life immersed in the wilderness and subsisting off the land, Ishi was astounded by the advancements of modern technology he encountered at the university. The sight of doorknobs, clocks, and typewriters captivated him. As Ishi grew more accustomed to the anthropologist team and acquainted with the English language, he began recounting his tribal customs and historical narratives to the researchers. Enthralled by his tales of Yana traditions, fishing and hunting techniques, and descriptions of handicrafts, the anthropologists embarked on a meticulous documentation of Yahi culture in a bid to ensure its preservation. Ishi willingly took on the role of an educator at the museum, showcasing some of his tribal customs to a diverse audience, comprising museum visitors, academics, students, and visiting researchers. Regrettably, much of Ishi's cultural heritage had already slipped into obscurity by the time he engaged with researchers. While he offered insights into his family structure, certain names, and ceremonial practices, the devastating toll of the California genocide had long silenced the voices of the elders and bearers of profound tribal wisdom within his community, long before Ishi's birth. The customs he could recall were remnants passed down from his forebears, yet a significant portion of his cultural legacy had faded into the mists of time prior to his arrival in the world. Ishi, meaning man in Yana, served as a surrogate for his full name. Anthropologists bestowed this appellation upon him when he conveyed his inability to provide his own name. In Yahi tradition, one's name must be bestowed by another member of the tribe. Ishi, the solitary survivor, thus remained nameless. In her biography, Kroeber delves into Ishi's profound sense of solitude, his intricate rapport with the researchers, and his final years spent in the San Francisco Bay Area. The narrative poignantly underscores Kroeber's recognition that Ishi's recounting of his heritage to white researchers represented his ultimate endeavor to preserve his culture, albeit tinged with ambivalence towards sharing his narrative with the descendants of those who had decimated his tribe. Ishi passed away 5 years after emerging from the wilderness, believed to be aged around 55 or 56. Having not been reared in an urban setting amidst the onslaught of modern diseases, he frequently battled illness. A close bond formed between Ishi and his physician, Saxton Pope. In 1916, Ishi succumbed to tuberculosis, bringing his journey to a close. Theodora Kroeber crafted Ishi's biography nearly half a century posthumously, reconstructing his narrative from her husband's meticulous notes, diary entries, newspaper clippings, and other archival materials. I hope you found this video enjoyable. If so, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Thank you.